So I think the turnout this morning bodes really well for our riding. I mean, it's a lot more people are here today than were here just over a year ago, or in Vernon over a year ago at the AGM there. And there are a lot of new faces. We're starting to build some support. So I was preparing my notes for this meeting, and I thought about the topics that I should cover. And I can hold forth at great length about all the reasons that we have to work for change. Because as Andrew Coyne said back in June, we once had to wait a few weeks for a new Harper abuse of power. Now we're getting them every 2 or 3 days. Just when you think things can't get worse, you read or you hear that, in fact, they are getting worse. But I know you all hear the same news and you share the same concerns as I do, and that at least is in part what brings you here today. So what I'm going to talk about is what we are doing to make that change happen. Some of the activities of the Riding Association have been covered really well by Dustin. They were exciting events starting in March with our coup, I think, of bringing in Mark Garneau. We managed to organize that, and some of you were there, and it was a really fun event. And I think we were all moved to hear Mark's description of the first time he saw Earth from space. It actually brings a bit of a lump to my throat, the beauty of that and the importance of us working together to protect our planet and to protect our communities. The other events that we were really front and center in, it was the Children's Festival in Salmon Arm for Canada Day. And we had an amazing booth, lots of fun, lots of balloons, and a big thanks to Steve Miller and his friend Steve Favreau, who are the minor soccer gurus in Salmon Arm, and they had all their Timbits organized to come out and participate in a soccer skills test. And we had so much fun that we have been invited back to the Canada Day Festival July 1st for 2015, and we will be there. The Salmon Arm Fall Fair was another real community event. Curiously, we were positioned 2 booths over from the Conservative Party booth and 1 row over from the NDP. And I can tell you the activity in our booth was really rocking the boats in those other 2. We had them coming by. We had a little group of the Conservative Party workers are standing in front of our booth and looking at what was going on. It was fun because people are really looking at the Liberal Party of Canada as an option. At the Salmon Arm Fall Fair, they are looking at us, we were meeting them, we were having fun, and we were getting their names to build up our Liberal list and voter identification. So support is building. Many of you who were here today were at the candidate selection meetings on September the 27th. We had one in Vernon, one in Salmon Arm, and I want to thank the Riding Association for stepping up on that, because I think it's really important that we, in this huge geographically huge area, we have meetings that are accessible to all parts of the riding. And we recognize that there are those 2 centres of Salmon Arm and Vernon. At the candidate selection meetings, I said that I wanted people to leave there with a sense of who I am, a sense of why I am running, and feeling extremely confident that in me you have a very hard-working candidate who has integrity, who is somebody that you can support and somebody that you can take out to your community and promote. We need you to promote your candidate. If you believe in me and you believe in the chances of the Liberal Party of Canada having success in the riding, then we need you to be active and to promote me and the Liberal Party. So I've come today with that same goal. It is maybe a drum that I beat a lot, and you'll hear me saying that. As I've said, this is not a solo act. This is not a you go girl event. It really isn't. Like, everyone here is in on this effort, and more and more people need to be stepping up. What I want to tell you is what I have been up to from September the 27th until today. I've been working flat out. I've been working full-time. In fact, I've been working overtime because I am very, very committed to getting rid of the Harper Conservative government and to getting a fair and just government in place. And to that end, I have been trying to meet people. I have been working on building the team. But right after September 27th, I had a reassuring event. I said to Dawn on September 28th, oh my God, now I'm the candidate. What next? And thought about it, and I said, you know, if I were the leader of this party, I would phone me, and I would welcome me. And Dawn said, sure, that's what I'd do if I were running the show. And so we said, we'll see what happens. So the next day, I saw a call display said House of Commons, right? But I said, that'll be Justin. I picked it up and said, Cindy Derkaz, correctly pronouncing my last name. I said, yes, and he said, Justin Trudeau. And I said, hi, Justin, how's it going? That's what we say in Salmon, how's it going? And so anyway, I had a really great conversation. It wasn't just a couple of minutes of the usual, oh, well, you know, we've got wonderful candidates, I'm so pleased to have women, I got that. But then I said, Justin, I have you on the line, and I have several things that I would like to talk to you about. Do you have time? I understand that you're busy. He said, I have time. Let's talk. I thought, that's good. And I'm going to tell you a couple of the things that I asked him about. The first one is that candidate selection meetings, you would have heard me say, I can work with Justin Trudeau because I see him as an inclusive, collaborative style of leadership, and that's the way I work. So I said to him, here's what I said at the candidate selection meeting 2 days ago, but I don't have a clue how you would work. I have observed you when I was at the convention in Montreal, and I've observed you in other situations, but I don't actually know you. And of course, he's not going to say, well, you know, you were really duped, I'm worse than Harper. You know, it's not very likely. But what he did say was, yes, that's exactly the way I work. Everybody brings their skills to the table. And I came away assured by our leader that the concerns of the constituents that I bring to the caucus table will be heard. And if they're not, I have noted in my brain forever that on September 30th, I was given that assurance by Justin, and I would not hesitate to use that in caucus. I'll tell you all the things that we've been doing. I have attended events. So the Vernon Food Action Society Roots and Brews fundraiser. I'm a regular participant in Tuesday morning meetings in Salmon Arm, a group of retired and active business and professional people that bring in speakers. I was at the Shuswap Community Foundation annual community meeting, giving out the grant from our family fund. I was at the Shuswap Community Foundation Vital Statistics Release event. I was at the not Vital Statistics, Vital Signs Report release. Sorry, Karen. I was. We participated in the Armstrong Pumpkin Fest in a big way. You probably saw some signs of me talking to Bessie the cow. I have her vote. Voter ID, that's what it's about. I was then at the Armstrong Turkey run, walk, whatever, harvest turkey, something or other, where I had to run 5 kilometers with a great big hill in order to represent the Liberal Party in this riding. I was wearing my Team Trudeau shirt. I've been at the Food Action co-op meetings. I've been working with the Food Action and co-op in Shuswap and helping them with charitable registration issues. I've been at the 2 climate Change Action rallies in Salmon Arm and Vernon, Ducks Unlimited banquet in Salmon Arm, the Okanagan Science Centre volunteering for the science behind the scare. I can tell you more about eating crickets than you want to know. I have been at the Okanagan Science Centre Fear Factory, and I'm going there next year. I volunteered this time, and I'll volunteer next year, but it's really scary. It's even scarier, no, I was going to say it's scarier than another 5 years of the Harper Conservative government, but it is not. I was going to dress up as Stephen Harper, but I did not. Then I've been the Vernon Public Library, excellent lecture on the trouble with billionaires by the co-author of the book, Neil Brooks. Okanagan Sports Hall of Fame induction luncheon in Vernon, and the Salmon Arm swimmer was inducted, Rick Say. I have been representing the riding at various events and at the cenotaph, where I was very proud to be putting a wreath down for the Liberal Party of Canada, and was thinking very much about my uncle and my aunt who were in the war, and thinking about the importance of remembering that day, and the importance of the federal parties remembering that day. And I have been at the Kalamalka Dream auction, Rotary auction, and saw the amazing community that came out to support that. $195,000 was raised, and I even bid on things. And it's costly being your candidate. We also are doing coffee meetings in everywhere. Vernon and Salmon Arm have had coffee meetings to bring together people that are either Liberal supporters, members, or could be possible Liberal voters. Those are really interesting, because at those coffee meetings, and actually at all the events where I'm talking to voters, I'm saying, what are the issues? What do you want your MP to be doing? And I'm saying that to you today, too. Like, what are the issues? What should the MP here be doing? We have a whiteboard at the back and some stickies, and maybe when you grab one of the sweets or a cup of coffee, you could just write on a sticky to say, this is what I think the issue is. Or if you're the MP, this is what you should do. You should go to the regional district meetings and actually hear what the heck is going on there. Or you should go to the John Howard Society AGM or whatever. You should be doing these things because we need to know. I'm asking all of you to think of any group that you might know that would like to come together, have a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, a pint, whatever. Food always seems to bring people together. And let's talk. Let them get to know me. Let me get to know them. And most importantly, let me hear what the issues are. So please keep that in mind as you're going about your daily business. Just put that filter on to say, oh, is this someone we should get Cindy in touch with? Because many of you in this room have given very generously, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. We really like you donating by check or credit card through us. If you donate online, please make sure that you're donating through the Riding Association website, not just the general national website, if you want the money to come to my campaign, because you need to be clear that it is earmarked for this riding association, for this campaign. If you do let us know that you've done it, then we can track it, and it's nice to know what our numbers are. And I also like to send out a little thank you to people who have donated, so you would miss out on that action if you just go online. We are all excited. There's nothing like having a business lawyer involved who just gets so excited about tax years. Like, this is so important. We can donate in 2014, and you have till December 31st to do that. And then we're going to have a really big party, which I'll talk about, because we're welcoming in amongst other things, new tax year in 2015 and a higher personal donation tax limit. Anybody is welcome to give any amount, and people giving small amounts are extremely important to this campaign, because once you've given a small amount of money, you have a stake in how this is all going to end up. You have a stake. You've got a pony in this race, right? And We have a very beautiful poster for a wonderful event. It's probably going to be the premier event in Shuswap for celebrating New Year's Eve. We've hired the 8-piece band, the Salmon Armenians, and some of you know that's a great blues and rock band, a great party band. We have 120 tickets for sale. They went on sale yesterday. We have a number of reservations already, and so we suggest that you get planning to come to the Salmon Arm and celebrate the New Year's, ring in the New Year's in fine style. And it's a fundraiser. So tickets are $60. Some portion of that will be tax receivable. Finally, I'm just going to comment on what I'm hearing in this riding as I am out and about. I think there is definitely an appetite for change of government and change in this riding. I've heard over and over again that people are very unhappy with their current MP, Colin Mays. They're unhappy because they cannot get appointments with him. He doesn't respond. We have a student who is doing her master's in political science who wrote to Colin Mays 8 times while she was in university and got one response, which was not a response at all. So I am showing people that I am a lot different. Personally, I'm different. I respond to people. And I'm already helping people who have not been helped by their MP and taking their concerns and putting them up the ladder into the Liberal MPs who maybe can help. We are picking up support from all parties, interestingly enough. I think that the NDP and the Greens in this riding are looking at the candidate, thinking that the Liberals have got a strong candidate, a candidate with a track record with environmental protection, a candidate who has strong positions on issues of social justice, someone that they can live with, someone that they can trust and who's approachable, attracting those conservatives who are disenchanted with the Conservative Party of Canada. And I think that there are many, many of those people out there because what they've done is they have woken up and realized that what was their progressive Conservative Party, the party of Joe Clark, the party of Mulroney, the party that was still interested in promoting a fair society, and that party's gone. And they now have the Reform Party that has assumed the name of the Conservative Party of Canada. And they're looking for a place to vote. And they're not going to place their vote with the NDP or the Greens, for the most part. So I think that I am a very solid candidate that they can consider because I come from a strong business background, a legal background, and am a conservative when it comes to finances and business. I am so tired of the myth about the strong management of our economy that is being drilled, hammered home by the Conservative Party, that they're the only fiscal managers. And I know you guys know differently, and I know differently, but I'm just going to say, when I hear that, I say, let's just step back and look what it was left with the Mulroney government. Do you remember the debt clock? Remember that big thing? It was in downtown Vancouver, and every time you woke up, we owed another few $1 trillion. It was just like horrible. And we had the Chrétien-Martin team that not only beat that, but also were running strong surpluses. But more importantly, all through the 90s, when Stephen Harper and the crew were up hammering home the message that we have to be like all the other countries. We must deregulate our banks. We must allow the insurance companies to merge with the banks. We must be like the United States. We can't compete. And Paul Martin held firm. We did not follow the path of the Americans. And that's what's carried us through 2008, 2009 to a large extent. So I don't think it hurts to get that out there when you hear that the only one that can run the economy is Stephen Harper. I'm feeling good about this. I'm glad you're on for the ride. It's going to be fun. It's going to be hard work. And I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting me. I truly appreciate it, and I wouldn't be here without you.